Hey, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. I like to call this Fritz and Friends. So today is October 6th, 2018, and I'm wearing my Penn State hat today. Look at that. Even though they're not playing this week, just want to show a little support for my boys in blue and white. So, the camera's zooming. Nice. I got my pumpkin spice coffee. I'm feeling good. Hey, Pac-Man Jr. IT Goran is here. Hello, hello. Denerd. Thank you so much for hosting, Denerd. Rambling Geek and Coated Beard. Glanku. Is that Ninjas 86? Hello, hello. Thanks for the emotes there. Pac-Man Jr. Hey, Maz. An Ancient Coder, hello, hello. Lannon, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. We're gonna do some more. We're gonna do some more Ubuntober. We're gonna do some more coding on Linux today. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this. Let me close down. I've got a couple of extra things open here I need to get rid of. I just dashed back to the house. I had to take care of some stuff for the Fritz daughters. There we go. I got them cleaned up. And let's get some music playing here in the background. You know what? Today I'm going to play Indigo. There we go. This is a song, of course, from our friend Carl Franklin, who produces the music to code by. Songs like this are about 25 minutes long, about the length of a Pomodoro, so that you can focus on it, get stuff done. It will get you in the groove, get you in the flow, so that whatever it is that you need to focus on, you can, and everything else just kind of melts away. Check it out, mtcb.pop.com, or if you'd like, you can actually go out there and you can set up a subscription, and I think there's about 6 songs that you can get for free out at musictoflowby.com. I think I recognize that guy, Sismass here. Why are you awake so early? If I know who Sismass is, he's from the West Coast, and it's not that early. Come on now. It's 7 a.m. out on the West Coast. It's a wonderful time to be awake. Just get stuff done. All right, let's start poking around here. Let's dive into this.
Good morning, Jeff and fellow pair programmers.
Hey, good morning. Let me make sure I'm out of tea exception. Thank you so much for that subscription with your Twitch Prime. And I'm going to match that subscription, and together we'll make a donation to Girl Develop It, so that ladies and underserved minorities can learn how to write code just like we're doing here. As with every subscription, you're going to get that C# bot emote. You can see that Maz was showing off there. Pac-Man Jr. was showing off there in the chat room. And there's other emotes if you'd like to contribute a little bit more. But every cheer, every subscription, we match and make a donation to Girl Develop It. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. If you saw me a few weeks ago, we made a very nice donation to those folks. Basically covered all of their costs for 1 year to teach classes to women and to girls. Really great stuff. I'm thrilled to be able to support them. Hey, Justin Horner. Oh, and there's Angular Mix right here. Let me see. It's that way. I'm going to be at Angular Mix this week. That's a great conference at Universal Studios in Florida. We're going to be teaching folks how to use Angular and ASP.NET together. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Sismass on a Saturday. Yeah, why not be up early on a Saturday? Early bird gets the worm and gets a nice cup of coffee. Hey, Brave Cobra. Now, if you saw me yesterday, I was struggling a little bit with getting Linux up and running inside of Hyper-V on Windows 10. Now, a number of folks said, you know what, Hyper-V is not really the way to do this, because Microsoft's got some things in there that make it difficult, make it a little tricky, and we figured them out. By the end of the show, we had it all figured out, and I actually heard from some of the folks on the Windows subsystem for Linux team, and they basically said, yeah, those are known issues. Not sure I'm too thrilled with that, but okay. So I still have Windows 10 up and running here. Let's see if we can get my Hyper-V Linux instance up and running. Today's going to be a long day, going to a hackathon in about an hour. Oh, Lannon, that sounds like a great day. So I'm going to start my Ubuntu machine here. Now, I thought I renamed this. Hang on. Cancel starting. Stop that. I thought I renamed this machine. Yeah, rename. I wanted to name this Ubuntober. And now let's get it started. So Ubuntober, right? I'm being funny naming it that because everything this month, all throughout the month of October, we're going to be working with .NET on Linux. Ubuntu Linux, and it's going to be, we're going to prove just how cool it is to work with Linux and .NET together. We did this a few months ago. Of course, you remember we did May is for Macs. So let's do some Ubuntu. What happened there? What happened there? What is this? I don't know what this is. Are you kidding? Let's try that again. Connecting. Yeah. Are you kidding? Does it get any goofier? I mean, like, this is supposed to be full screen. Are you kidding me? Like, what the heck is that? Hang on. It's like it's using my vertical session. Yeah, full screen. Hang on. That's better. It's like it was getting confused and using a different monitor. There we go. You like my background? I went and found a little bit more Linuxy a background. Huh? I've got the cat, the Ninja Cat on the Windows 10 background. Needed to have a penguin back there. What do we got? Let's take a look back at the chat room. Was lucky you had auto login disabled, so my install worked out of the box in minutes. VS Code or Writer? I think we're going to use VS Code a bit here. Yeah. Awesome background. Thank you. We're running Ubuntu on Hyper-V. This is what we're going to be using here. Gadala Vanish. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look-see here. I configured my machine to share folders so that I could share my drive over here. And you can see there's my C drive, and I can bounce back over there and get back to my Windows contents if I needed to. Now, what was interesting about this is there's another bug in Hyper-V that you need to be aware of if you want to share folders like this. You cannot share printers and share folders. It's a one or the other thing. Oh no, I butchered your name. How should I pronounce your name? Is it Gad? Let me know. Can anybody tell me the GitHub etiquette? Don't be a jerk. Open issues first, then submit a pull request. Tech Bash is a past event. Oh, you're right. We finished Tech Bash yesterday. I need to clear that out of our events list there. You're right. Thank you, Shy Sharp. I should do that. Let's do this. I'm just going to go to that event folder real quick. Yeah, images, event logo, Tech Bash. We will move you out. It just finished. And there we go. Yep, now the event deal there is a little bit, it's going to have an empty space for a minute. Let's do that and this. That should clean it up. All right. 3898. That's where we are on the followers count. 64 folks watching us right now. All right. Just call you Avi. Not a problem. I can do that. Too bad they force it on you to have Windows Docker images running. Who does? Is VirtualBox and Docker for Windows still a no-go due to Hyper-V being enabled? Yeah, I think you're right. Random dude. Yes. VMware VirtualBox means no Docker in parallel. Correct. All right. Let's, here we go. Let's open Firefox. Let's get over to GitHub and take a look at, that's fine. And take a look at what's going on with our CoreWiki project. Let's review some of our pull requests, and then let's write a little bit of code here, working on our startup experience so that folks can start to use CoreWiki a little bit easier. And it actually leads into a discussion I was having with some folks at Ignite. Did I talk to a lot of folks at Ignite from Microsoft? There's an issue that I opened here a while ago. Let me see if it's here. This one. I met with one of the program managers for Microsoft Teams, and they think this is a really cool idea to demonstrate how you can build a project and connect it as a plugin for Teams as another panel. The wiki that currently comes with Teams is very much single document oriented, but if we could enable CoreWiki as a plugin for Teams, I think we're going to take a look. We'll have some fun building that, and we'll teach folks how they can integrate their applications with Teams. I don't want to be confusing here. The Teams team. Oh my. Yeah, I got that right, George. Thinks this is a neat idea, and we're going to give this a shot at some point here in the next few months. We'll take a shot at putting in the hooks necessary so that folks can spin up a CoreWiki tab for their team. I think that'll be fun. But we have a couple pull requests that some friends put together for us here, and I think we'll take a look at integrating. I have to build a very simple Teams integration for work right now, just a basic chat bot. Oh, Denerd, that sounds like an easy integration. I think chat bots, that type of thing, are supposed to be very, very easy for folks to connect. I haven't looked at the documentation, but it's one of those simple. One of those simpler integrations that they demonstrate. Is that where we would need the API running? I don't know about the API, but maybe be able to deploy, right? When somebody says, I want a new CoreWiki tab, we deploy a new instance to wherever it is in Azure that makes sense that Teams can connect to. All right, so all of these actually have passed. These ones were just a victim of some reconfiguration of our build pipeline. So let's take a look at. I want to wait on the Azure search. I don't want to wait too much longer because I don't want that to get away from us. Let's take a look at this one. Welcome form. Added Bootstrap. Need to review if this is the best way for this to be brought in. Added form together information for the JSON config file, not wired up. So what we started doing was setting up a secondary configuration file that'll contain some of the system configuration for our wiki project. This way, some of those things that are optional that you can configure when you deploy this wiki, like database provider, service name, maybe your initial theme that you want to be the default, those types of things that you want folks to get that are read-only when they come and navigate to it. We'll put those in a separate JSON file so that they can be read and written to and reloaded easily. So Rambling Geek, I think Rambling Geek is here. I thought I saw them in the chat room. No, not right now. I think they were there. Anyways. So let's take a look at the changes here. So removed my notes here, at least the give me your admin bit. Left my notes up at the top, but started filling out a form here. That's pretty good. All right. And let's see. And setting up the layout here to use site theme, render body, and to include the scripts. All right. That doesn't look too bad. Let's, yes, I know checks have failed. Just to be, I didn't want to click that button. Wrong button. Bad button. We don't want that one. Go back. We like the other button. Let's take a look at merging this. Do our first merge here locally on Linux. Make sure that everything works right. So I'm going to copy that. Oh, I only have, all right, fine. I'm going to open GNOME terminal. There we go. Zoom in just a bit. Let me go to my CoreWiki folder. I still didn't get that GitHub prompt working quite right yet. I need to work on that. All right, let's paste in those commands. And now I should be on... Now, why does it have me on branch dev? It should have put me on a different branch. What did it do? I tried pasting it in. Project first start is not a commit, and a branch cannot be created from it, and then it did the git pull. Rats. Well, that's going to be a problem. All right. Let's take a quick look at the log and see where we can back up. I want to reset back to origin project first start. Right? Okay. So if I do a git reset hard and paste that in, shouldn't it jump there? Right? Fantastic. Okay. Let's check out project first start. Right, so this is a project that I set up. This is a branch that I set up that's going to track this part of the wiki that we're working on. This current project is, you know, we have a simple wiki that allows us to create, read, update, and delete articles. We want to make that first configuration easy for folks to do. And that's what this folder should do for us. I don't trust what's going on here. Let's copy that, paste this in, switch to a new branch. Good. And now we should pull that in, and that should work. All right. That's what I was looking for. I'm going to run Visual Studio Code. Look at that. I've got CoreWiki on the brain. I typed core instead. Thanks for highlighting that auto login bug yesterday. It's been driving me crazy for ages. Yeah, amen. Oh my goodness. That was a pain. I'm not sure why what's going on here with OmniSharp that it's erroring out. That feels weird. Sure looks like it's loading properly. Warning. Fine. You can warn me till you're blue in the face. Missed some minutes. I see first start integration is going on. Yes, it is, Turrican. We're going to be trying to make that first start easier for folks. And then hopefully as we get a little bit further along here, and it's easy for folks to do that first start, we'll be able to, some bugs never get solved. Yeah. We'll be able to have folks set up and build, simple websites and configure them easy with CoreWiki, just like they do for thing with WordPress right now, except without all that PHP goo. All right, so I should be able to run the debugger from here and see what this looks like. But then I think, let me go back to the file list. I think we have set up in our startup extensions. Let's zoom in there a little. Right. I think we should still have set up, is first start incomplete. So we have this hard-coded true, and you know what? I'm going to put a note here. Forcing this to true while building the functionality. In the project, let's put a carriage return. In the project first start branch. Right, and we'll change that around. They added a setting to disable that pop-up. Did they? Can I right-click on this or something? Manage extension. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see anything. Right. There's got to be a setting. Settings, maybe? Could it be over here? No. .NET Core Test Explorer. Ooh, C# configuration. Suppress the warning that .NET CLI is on? No. No. Suppress hidden diagnostics. Which one is it? What do you get with areas that you don't with just a normal folder structure namespace? Asks R.H. Sumner. Well, it gives us a way to isolate everything that's going on with that group of functionality, right? So, particularly with what we're trying to do here, where we're bringing in a chunk of functionality that really should only be accessed at the startup of this. It's completely isolated away from the rest of the application and doesn't interfere with things, right? As I'm developing, as I'm building and managing the application going forward, this is isolated and I don't accidentally trip over it. It's the restore warning. Is that the one? Suppress .NET install, suppress .NET restore, suppress notification to perform a .NET restore when dependencies. This one? Unit test debugging options, OmniSharp auto start. See, but I still have the red deal here. Default launch solution. No. Logging level. I only want warnings. Monopath, path, project load timeout, blah, 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 blah. Wait for debugger. No, that's fine. All right. That's a lot of settings. Holy crow. It's still red. Right? I wish I could just find the error. Right? Can I do a find in this box? I can. No results. If there's no errors, then why you turkey? I tell you. Take me over to the build log. That's what I want. Log main. Ugh. No, I don't want that one. Oh, I want like whatever. Go away. You annoy me now. All right. World Wake says, welcome to the Fritz world. Well, thank you. Welcome. It's great to have you here. All right. OmniSharp is always complaining. OmniSharp treats warnings as error, letting VS Code report it. Okay, so we already talked about areas. Hey, Dark Gerard. I know Node.js to build APIs and also know C#, but never developed an API. Is it kind of similar? Kind of. Well, if you know C#, then you might know a little bit of ASP.NET. Disable double on the second line of my comment. Oh, thank you. That's why I have pair programmers here. Is there a VMware image that Microsoft ships? I don't think so. But let me come back to Dark Gerard. If you want to build a RESTful API, what you can do is you can start up a new ASP.NET application. Tell you what, let's flip over to the terminal and I can show it a little bit easier over here. Right? And what you install the .NET SDK. Real easy to get that if you go to .NET. You can download it from here. It goes for Linux, Mac, and Windows. And what you're able to do then is say .NET New. And there's all kinds of templates available for you. In particular, it sounds like if you want to build an API, you're going to want... Oh, there was an API project. There it is. ASP.NET Core Web API. And then you can write it with C# or F# by default out of the box. When you construct that, you'll end up with a series of controllers. And then you extend those controllers to answer the various HTTP verbs that you want to interact with. And go forward from there. It's actually pretty easy to do. So, and we have done some work in the past in our Stream Tools project to allow to build an API that can be interacted with using ASP.NET. So, you're welcome, Dark Gerard. We're going to be doing some work next week on Thursday with that Stream Tools project, particularly around cognitive services, consuming those APIs and making some APIs available for our bot to interact with. So Tuesday I won't be here. I'll be at Angular Mix, teaching people how to use APIs with Angular. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be, I have to drop my daughter off at school, and then I'm going to stop at the local Microsoft office for the day, and I'll be with our friend Rich Ross live in the studio there, the two of us on the green screen, and we're going to work on our bot, and we're going to do some more work with cognitive services. Smite Baron asks, I'm confused by the dynamic type in C#. Is it just an object being casted into different types at runtime? If I use it as a method parameter, is my method considered generic? So it sounds like, Smite Baron, you're confusing a couple things here. Let me answer your question, then I'll go back to our code here and looking at the change that was submitted. The dynamic type in C# is actually it's a type. It's not a generic type. Generic is something different. If I create a method, and let's just stick a method at the end here. If I create a method called, let's make it static, have it return void, and we'll call foo. And if it receives a dynamic type called, let's just call it stuff. I can call whatever methods I would like on stuff, whether or not it exists or not. Okay? And at runtime, the compiler, the Roslyn compiler, will figure out if it can actually do those things. It'll actually look it up inside of a dictionary and see if that method is there, if that property is there, if that event is there, and it can interact with it. So if I set up another method here, we'll call this bar, right? And if I call foo and I pass in hello world, that's okay because that string is in dynamic and this doesn't know what to do with it, right? So if I try to get character 1 off of it, var first character equals stuff1, that's okay. It doesn't know whether that's valid or not, but at runtime, if stuff doesn't have an index or property like that, it'll crash. A void dynamic is something that's recommended with C# because it is a statically typed language. That's, it's something that it's there for a convenience. It's there if you need it, but it can be dangerous. So if you are going to use dynamic, just like you do with JavaScript, write a bunch of unit tests around it to verify that it behaves properly for you, or throw some error handling around it, a try-catch block around it, to ensure that it behaves the way that you expect. Now, that's different. Dynamic is different from generics. So generics are things where you pass a type in here of some type T, right? Right, and we use T as the convention when you define a type here. T is short in English for type, right? It's a type that we're passing in. And, I'm passing in some type of stuff, and it doesn't know what that is. I could be doing something to interact with it. What you'll see folks do is they'll put some sort of a constraint on here that says, right, where I want to do where T new, right, which is saying, right, do I need the parentheses there? There it goes. Which is saying the type T needs to be able to be constructed. So maybe I'm not passing in hello world here. Maybe I'm passing in a new, I don't know, a new dictionary, sure. Okay. Yeah, fine. I need to give it that type. So that's going to be confusing. Not confusing at all. So I'm passing that in. Well, stuff, actually, now if I mouse over it, it knows that that's... It doesn't necessarily have an indexer. It doesn't understand what that is. But I could do something like say, where T is I enumerable. Okay. Why do I have... Requires... Sure. No. I don't want to do I enumerable. Where T is an I collection. That's... Oh, come on. You're going to give me this? That's another generic type. I'm going to be confusing the crap out of this if I go after those, aren't I? Where T is like I configuration, right? That's a bad example. You want to put some sort of a constraint on it to ensure that it's something like this, right? I could do I observable, I query collection. If I put I observable on it, it's another I observable of T, some object. New is a good one that I see people use a lot. But you're going to put this constraint on it, and then you'll be able to interact with that type. So that's what generic is, and you end up then with a strongly typed thing that's of only several different types of objects. So you could put class, new. Yeah, there's some good ones. So, hey, Simon Gearing. Was trying to follow the VOD from last session, experienced all the same frustration. Does anyone know what I need to do to get set VM to work? I didn't go there. I ended up rebuilding it using the simple Ubuntu. Yeah. All right. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see what the changes that we got here for that homepage look like. So I'm going to open the debugger panel here, and I'm going to use the debugger that comes with Visual Studio Code here, so that I can debug through if I'd like, and get used to this experience over here. Hey there, Our Hawk. I see nice kappa there you're dropping on me. The standard renderer for integrated terminal appears to be slow on your computer. Would you like to switch to the alternative DOM-based renderer? Oh, don't mind if I do. Thank you. Ooh, okay. So now that looks nice. Okay, for a first launch page, right? CoreWiki, the .NET Wiki platform. I might change that to .NET Core Wiki platform. Holy crap! I can't. Sysmass! Thank you. 20 subscriptions right now, tier 1s to folks that are in the community. Look at this. Janescu, you get a subscription. Leading Lady, you get a subscription. Holy crow. That is extremely generous. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you very, very much for that. Scared the mess out of you. You're in it for the beard. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much for that. I'm looking at the list here. 20 subs. So Helden, Fluffza, Rushdog, Tycon Des, Statmond, IT Goran, Kevdev, Kyodfi, Janesco, I mentioned, Telahis, X Amagon, Rusage, is that Maliga 999? Leading Lady, I mentioned, Ravak, Cryptic Enigma, Headshot Face Kill. You must play first person shooters. Enrix EB, CK8 or C-Kate, and Our Hawk. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. That was a couple bucks. Wow. Yes, and we will match and make a donation to Girl Develop It. Thank you very, very much. That is so generous. Capitalize the B in the C# bot, Brave Cobra, and you'll get that. You are now our Hawk. You just received a subscription from our friend Sysmas there. I'm going to take a screenshot here. Take a quick screenshot right here. Let's see. Do that. And one of these. Very nice surprise. Thank you so much. Come back to the stream and you're subbed. You just received it like within the last 2 minutes. So, awesome stuff. And look at all the emotes there from Pac-Man Jr. That's great. Oh my gosh, that is a very nice distraction. And yes, we are going to support all kinds of folks at Girl Develop It. Hosting you, so I'm probably in that array of users who can get the sub, possibly. Yes. Wow. All right. So let's take a look a little bit here at... Yeah, that was a gift from Sysmas. So Sysmas now has actually... Sysmas didn't even take a subscription himself. How's that work? Now I can do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Funny that way. Funny that way. I don't know. Where the heck where'd the thing go? Let's do this. Do this. Grab that. So I was even looking up how to do that git thing. Let's do this. I cannot let that go. I'm going to go over here and do the thing. No. Where'd it go? I'm looking for the thing. Oh, look at that. All right. You beat me to it. I was going to gift you one. Thank you so much, leading lady, for gifting a sub back. That's great. And thank you, yes, everyone, for supporting Girl Develop It. That is phenomenal stuff. And we do it live. And we did it live, all here. That is great. I love seeing. So I spent some time this week with our friend Suze Hinton. She's the no-op cat. She's the Noop cat here on Twitch. And we were talking about the sub icons there, right? Everybody's got the black coffee mug. Some folks have the blue coffee mug because they've been around for a while. There's a red coffee mug. I think it's after 6 months. And then there's a yellow one after a year. And I did a really terrible job on those icons. I'm gonna improve those, make them look a little bit better here so that it stands out, gives you a little bit more credit there. So $38.99 is where we are for the Rainbow Beard. I tell you what, Sysmas, if we can hit that 5,000 before December, I will do the Rainbow Beard at Dev Intersection in Las Vegas. I'll wear it for the whole week. Yeah. I think that'll be... That pushes it out a little bit. What do we think? And the black coffee mug doesn't show in dark mode. Exactly, Beck Bristow. I need to fix that. Right? So I think... So let's retarget this, right? We said let's do the Rainbow Beard before October 20, and we'll do... If we get 5,000 before October 20, we would do... I would dye my beard rainbow here for a stream or two for Halloween. If we can get it before December 1, let's talk about doing that. I'll do it for the entire week of Dev Intersection. All right? A stream or two. I'd like to see you on stage with a rainbow beard. Done. Done. I'm supposed to... So for Dev Intersection, I'm supposed to have we're going to do a live stream general session with Suze talking about IoT. So if you hang on, hang on. Let's do this. Let's back up a second. Let's talk about this. Come in a little bit closer. Closer. That's better. For Dev Intersection in Las Vegas, okay, that's the next big conference that I'm speaking at. Let's go there for a second. And I absolutely appreciate the support. I'm trying not to disclose anybody's names here who doesn't want to be. I absolutely appreciate the support from the organizers of this event to allow us to be able to run a stream at Dev Intersection. If you take a look at these sessions here, what I want you to see is we are going to do a live pair programming stream on stage. Noopcat and myself. Okay? We're going to do IoT, live, general session, and it's going to be streamed. So if you can't get to Vegas, you can still see it. But if you want to meet Suze and you want to meet me, we're going to be at the same event. Come on out to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And if we get to 5,000 viewers, I will wear I will wear a rainbow beard on stage for that session. What do you think? And not just 2 colors, more than 2 colors. There should be a space, I think. I promise. I absolutely promise. Absolutely. If we get there, I will do it. Is that source hole X? So, come on, and of course, you know, if I get the beard done, and I'm always happy to meet other folks, meet folks who are viewers. Of course, I'll be happy to pictures and whatever. But yes, sign up, come out to the event, convince your boss to let you go out there. There's some tremendous sessions here for you to check out around .NET Core 3 and what's going on with that, around Angular, ASP.NET Core, IoT, Azure topics, all the things that we talk about here and more. Xamarin. It's a great event. You'll see I have them sponsored in the corner here. Selfies with me? Absolutely. So, check it out at Dev Intersection, and if you help us get to 5,000 on the Rainbow Beard deal here, we will absolutely do, and let me see if I can change that topic right now. We'll change the date to December 1. Let me see. Is it over here? So the configuration for that Rainbow Beard is sitting inside of a URL that I use. Like that. There we go. December 1, all right? And we will make that happen. Look at that. There's the C#, super C# logos from Moz. All right. And if you need help to light up the cup, I'll be there. If not, we'll extend it to January and we'll figure out the next event. I have no way to dodge this. No, I don't. So we got about 2 months to get there, all right? Should be achievable. I think you're right, Ancient Coder. I absolutely think you're right. All right. So, come back here. I really like what's been started here. And we've even got our database providers here in the box. That's not bad. I don't think we have a MySQL provider yet. But that's pretty good. Connection string. It's a good start. It's a good start. Admin username. Unique. We need to fix the spelling there. So I've got a couple of little changes here. SQLite. That's the one that I want to put in the box to start Brave Cobra. Yeah. But it's not wired up to anything yet. So for the commit that was offered here from Rambling Geek, it's a good start, right? This gets us in the right direction. So let's do this. I am going to go back to the files and let's just clean up that page to start here. So, and I should move this to-do list somewhere else. Let's call this, instead of CoreWiki, the .NET Wiki platform, let's call this the .NET Core Wiki platform. And then there was, the word unique was misspelled here. Yeah, there it is. IQUE. There we go. So let's remove SQLite and let's replace that. Remove MySQL and replace it with SQLite. And I think that gets us in a nice place. I also think at some point we're going to want to allow folks to log in with an LDAP server, Azure Active Directory or something like that, right? There I go. I'm already getting tongue-tied. All right, so save that, and I should be able to just refresh this page. And now, why didn't I thought I changed the word unique there? Oh, you know what? Long and random, enter your connection string, and it didn't pick that up either. It's because it compiles the Razor pages now, doesn't it? GitHub auth would be cool. Yeah, there you go. There's another one. But I think that's a very good point that you make there, Pac-Man Jr. That's a really good point. And validation. Ooh, I like both of those topics. Okay, so we need to put some validation in this, but during that's not how you spell during first start, allow configuration of alternate authentication providers. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, and our friend James Montemagno just started streaming. He's up early. He's on the West Coast too there, Sysmess. It would be great to be able to choose GitHub authentication. That's not how you spell authentication. There we go. Windows authentication? Azure AD authentication. Twitter authentication. Let's just stop right there. So this is an enhancement. Help wanted if somebody wants to take a shot at it. And let's put this in the First Start Wizard project. Save that. We should get... Yep, there's my checkboxes. Fantastic. I like that idea. Good ideas there. Who suggested that? Pac-Man Jr. Great idea. And I agree, Brave Cobra. We need validation, but I don't want to put validation in until we actually have this wired up to something. Just as a layout is all that was suggested as part of this. Yep, Ancient Coder. There is Microsoft authentication as well. Sure, we can add, and that's the MSA. And I'm sorry, Windows is not MSA. Windows is a little bit different. Windows is it's actually integrated and it comes off of the IIS web server. So let's add Microsoft authentication in here also. I had a question that came in, and I need to. I verified this. I checked with the powers that be. Windows Auth doesn't work well on Linux. You're correct, Pac-Man Jr. However, for folks that are installing it on Windows machines, that should be an option available to them. So maybe we do a detection, right? That if you are on a Windows machine, that's an option that you can configure. Let's write that up. Only offer Windows authentication if running on a Windows machine. Fair comment there, Pac-Man Jr. That's a good point. Put the database part first, since you need DB before creating a user. Yes. Those youngins, says Sysmus. You know, let me tell you something.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
I do. I have skills.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Very long career. And those youngins are up early, and I don't know what the hell they're doing out there in Seattle. All right. Ask the questions in order that they are needed, and thus the order they make sense in asking. Yeah, you're right. It's those little subtle things. Yes. Yes. All right, but I like where this is going. Let's get this merged so that we can get right. So we can get Rambling Geek here on the scoreboard, on the GitHub scoreboard. So I am going to go back to the command line instructions, and we'll start merging this in. Ta-da, ta-da. I have a terminal. All right. Paste. It's so... oh, that's right. We made changes. What's in app settings app JSON? Huh? That's fine. Yep. Okay. Right. I put that note in there. Whatever. Fine. Fixed some spelling. No big deal. I didn't get config my name. Oh no. So I should have done this a while ago, right? Jeffrey T. Fritz. And then I need to do the other one for whatever it is on GitHub. What's the one on GitHub? The thing over here for hiding your email. Da-da-da-da. Now everybody can see my email. That's okay. I don't care. This. So now git config global user dot email. That. Okay, now I should be able to do the commit. Fantastic. Just the way I planned it. Now, is there a way to get the back mouse button working in Linux here? It is Ubuntu, yeah. That's correct. Do you think a green screen is necessary for streaming? It's not necessary. I think it makes things a little bit more fun because I can right, reach out and do things, and it removes a little bit of that stuff. We already hack you. Oh, remember, we had to stop a stream here because I was hacked live. Running Ubuntu in Hyper-V on my Surface laptop runs like mud. Well, there is that. All right. So I committed that. I should be able now to do this merge. Let's try this again. All right. So I'm going to jump over. I'm already in Project First Start, aren't I? I don't think maybe I'm not. Okay. And then we're going to merge. Do the merge. Yep. No. Okay. Now, I know Moz particularly was saying, hey, what are some of the keystrokes that you're using in VI to get around? Because it's easy to get lost in VI. Is that Pondi Bala? Thanks so much for the follow. And that is the 3,900th view. Wow. Follower. Thank you so much, Pondi Bala, for being follower number 3,900. We've heard Steve say developers now 3,900 times. That means Steve has said the word developers more than 11,000 times on stream. So, yeah. That didn't work there. Not enough. Not enough what? That depends on the state of your room. Yes. Yeah. Balmer. We need more Balmer. Hey, Pandibala. Welcome. Look forward to seeing your comments there. Alexander Christ. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. I didn't push correctly. Git push origin project first start. You're right, it didn't. Origin, okay. Isn't it -V and it'll show me? Yeah, that's right. Why didn't it push? Right? Why is it? Why isn't it pushing that? The merge was not correct. Oh, look, stopped. Ooh. You're right. Look at that. Yeah, what happened there? All conflicts fixed, but you are still merging. You didn't follow Sysmas? Oh my gosh. Git commit to conclude merge. All right, do it. Yes. So I'm hitting escape to exit. Suspension disabled. Why won't it let me? I'm in Nano, that's why. I don't want to be in Nano, I want to be in VI. Need to fix that. Yeah, that's fine. And then Control X. Okay, so that looks like it merged. I thought it was in VI, that's why. That's why. Now Git push origin. There it goes. Good catch, Brave Cobra. Thank you so much. Never said I was particularly competent at this. Yeah. You know, all this newfangled social media stuff, it's a
World exclusive.
It is. I do sign my commits. Why didn't it? Isn't that how? Why didn't it? Hang on. All right, so it merged, but it's not signed. That's okay. Why didn't it sign it? You're right, Moz. Look at that. Moz has the red mug for. Right, it's like 6 months, isn't it? Anybody else from Spain here? Just throw money at it and you'll be fine. Shut up. Shut up. Right. Git force sign commits. I want all my commits signed. Signing commits, signing your work. Automatically signing your commits. Where'd it go? It was right there. Right. List secret keys, user, email, signing key. Right, I had it set up so that every time it was always prompting me to sign in Windows. What the heck did this guy do? You've already got a GPG key set up and working. First, determine your key's ID. Next, tell Git which key to use by setting signing key in .git config. Yeah. Did you already copy over the GPG key? Yes, I did, actually. Back over to terminal. Stop. What is it? Right, I should be able to list my keys. Yeah, -K. Right, there's my keys. So, I have them here, and it even has that one. I'm not sure why these are marked as unknown. Alright, so I have the keys. So in my .config, name, email, signing key. And now you can sign your commits. Alright. But he's doing a -S. There was a thing that does this, right? Let's go to GitHub help, because I think this is kept a little bit more up to date. To configure your Git client to sign commits by default to a local repository, git config commit GPG sign true. To sign all commits by default in any local repository, git config, yes, that one. Let's do that. Come over here, paste it in. Now it's going to force to do it. Was he getting to it? I don't think he. This is from 2014, so I don't think that version of Git was available. He was always doing a git commit -S. Yeah, he aliased it is what he was doing. Oh, and he hard coded it in. So, and I did it. Right, he did it directly in the config file versus I put the executed the command. To store your passphrase so you don't have to enter it every time you sign a commit, we recommend using the following tools. For Mac, for Windows. What about for Linux people? I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I just said that. What about for Linux people? You can manually configure GPG agent to save your GPG key passphrase passphrase, but this doesn't integrate with Mac OS like SSH agent. Well, let me do this. GPG agent, secret management for GNU PG. No bully to Linux, bro. I know, right? Granny Smith, I think he was getting to it. Okay. I know, Simon, right? Right? So is GPG agent running? Daemon, enable SSH support, write env file, GPG agent info. Is it running? Is from the... how do I tell if it's running? I want to find out if it's running. Dump options, server options. Damn it, just tell me how to do this. Too many options. Is replacing SSH agent with GPG agent. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Trust list. List of trusted keys. Yeah, holy crow. All right, I'll figure that out later because, damn, and I actually want to write some code, you know? So we'll come back to that, and uh-oh. All right, I got a little fat-fingered with the keyboard. Let's go back to Firefox. Back to GitHub. Wrong GitHub. Do this again. C# for its, yeah, in CoreWiki. All right, one pull request down. UI improvements and housekeeping of identity in the user administration page. So this is strictly a user interface change. And if I remember correctly, it actually looked really nice what Daniel was working on here. It's strictly user interface, so I'm going to squash and merge this. And this is being merged into the dev branch. So I will do that one. Thank you for the contribution. And what I will do is I will check this out local. So let's check out dev. It's ahead of origin dev by 6 commits. That's going to be a problem. Yes. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Save in password manager. Do it. Choose password for new keyring. Okay. Bad passphrase. Hang on. It's a really long password. And I have to watch my typing now to make sure that it works properly. There it goes. All right. So the merge is done. So now I should be able to merge that over to my other, right? So I will go back to this and merge dev over. Okay. So now I should be able to restart CoreWiki. Going around and round and round. If it's not running, you can just type... well, let's give that a shot, least fixed point. So let me say, if I go ps aux grep gpg agent to see if it's running. Right. Yep, so it is running. Also, check out Maggot. Maggot? All right. Let me... You know what, let's open another tab and just have... Right, if I open a new tab, look at that, new tab. Okay, and if I go down into the CoreWiki what do you mean no such file or directory? Of course there is, it's right there. Oh, capitalization. Ooh. All right, so let's do .NET watch run so that CoreWiki is just running in the background on this tab over here. Right, now .NET watch, if you haven't seen me use this before, it's a command that will continue running and executing the application, and it'll even restart it whenever there's a change to my CS files. So that's kind of cool. Out of coffee, got to switch drinks now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm almost done this one, but I'm going to use... I'm switching to a little G Fuel. Because I like me some caffeine. All right. M. Settlemeyer, thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime subscription. I really appreciate that. And of course, I'll make a donation to Girl Develop It. And women and underserved minorities will learn how to write code, just like we're doing here. So we'll match that and make a fantastic donation. That's great. Love the subscriptions today. Lots of subscriptions. So lots of coffee mugs in the chat room, and we're going to fix those coffee mugs here. Somebody was saying that they wanted to take a look. They wanted to look at the coffee mugs. They wanted to work on those. I actually have them. Let me show this real quick. I believe, if I did it right, I have them sitting in my live stream folder, live stream project here. You can open issues here and we can answer questions. I went over this a little bit, but anyways. Images and the loyalty badges are sitting right here. So, if you'd like to put some suggestions together, that's what they look like right now. Oh, so blue is the 6 month, red is the 3 month. There you go. See, I can't even remember. But I think if we change the black so it's a little bit more has a gradient to it, and I want to make that yellow one more like a gold. So if somebody is interested, wants to do a pull request over here, you're welcome to it. Otherwise, within the next week or two, I'll see what I can do to clean these up. But they are 72 pixels, 72, 36, and 18 in the 3 sizes. Put the bot on the mug. I don't think we can do that. Maybe we can do the bot maybe we can do the bot face. Let me finish that merge. Let's see what this looks like, and then we'll come back to that question. So CoreWiki is going to be running on, I think it's 8081 is where it is. So I get the default. Oh, rats. And that unique didn't change over. And I thought it said .NET CoreWiki is what we changed it to. Right? Where'd it go? Don't mess with me. Yeah, we saved this page. It should be showing... Right? You're still running the old version, Rainbow Beard mug, obviously colored. I think we might be able to do something all about the beard. You're right, Sysmess. I think we might be able to do something about a Rainbow Beard stickers and Rainbow Beard mug. If we hit that, I will absolutely... Yeah, let's see what we can do. I'll see what I can do about that with our friends at Redbubble. I changed my branch. Did I? No, I'm in Project First Start. I'm okay. I'm over here. Hey, Waddell. All right. Why is it not? Right, I mean, it should have updated and be showing... Right, these values. Cancel that. Hang on. Yeah, why didn't it... what's the hotkey to change tabs? Control page up and page down. I'll remember that. Could not copy... Oh, boy. What happened here? Is it still running inside of VS Code? It is. Okay. So I've got 2 of these things running. There's a problem. Dummy. Stop this and restart. Yeah, thanks, Brave Cobra. Redirect notice. Catch me on Steve Harvey today. What? The Steve Harvey style logo? Explain. Yes, Woodell, this is Ubuntu. We're spending the month learning about how to use .NET with Ubuntu Linux, so that folks can be assured, right, and learn together with us. If they are Windows users, that they can continue working over here on Linux. So the sizes are 18, 36, and 72. Tell you what, I'll even copy out this location. And loyalty badges are here if you'd like to take a look at that. Now, for those of you that haven't seen this, there is a bot that's running in the chat room that whenever you post a link, it actually goes and figures out the title of that link and outputs the information about it. Now, the bot's also smart in that if you post an image in the chat room, something that ends with an image extension, right? So if I go find, right, so here's like a, I just want the link. Give me the link. No. I'm trying to just view the image, and it won't let me right-click and view the image. Let's do this. Let's go to images, google.com. Oh, I got an even better idea. Let's go to Giphy, so we can show off how this finds an image. Let's see. Not The Exorcist. Bad idea. King of Queens. Okay. So if I copy that image location and paste it in, it'll actually go and figure out what that is and tell you what that image is. And maybe it doesn't like the animated GIF. Oh, crap. In my console, it just went nuts. There you go. A close-up of a logo, right? It figures out what those things are. So, this way I don't have to moderate and say you're not allowed to post links in the chat room. We can all see what it is. Let the bot figure it out and come back appropriately. So, all right. I'm going to turn off the first start so we can see what our update to the user admin page here looks like. So to do that, right, it's first start. It's in startup extensions. I just put that return true here. I'll flip it to false, and because I changed to C# file, you see, .NET Watch is going to restart this, and it'll keep on going here. There we go. So now it's up and running again. I'll go back over, refresh. Now it shouldn't go into first. So here's the first bug we need to address. It shouldn't go into first start if first start is disabled. You know, create a new user with the admin role and delete this account. I don't think I configured. No, I didn't. The default admin is actually sitting. Where did it go? Not administrators. There is. It's seated here. I can't remember where it is. Admin at CoreWiki.com. Right? There it is. Right there. And then the initial password is admin at 123. So let's admin at CoreWiki.com. Login. Yeah, go ahead, save that. That's fine. So now if I go over to user admin, I think that looks really nice now. For the current roles, current users, we don't have the ability to create a user yet. We'll need that. So, Yeah, that's not bad. I like this. You know, this is very easy to see. I'm not sure what amend is supposed to do yet. Add folks to it, maybe? But I can't see who's in those roles right now. Right, but I can see the users and I can see what roles they're in. That's kind of cool. All right. I like it. That's a good update. So that's all merged and available. Now, at some point, we're going to need to push that up and make that available for folks on the right on the reference site. Right. And where'd Sysmas go? Of course, we do have the ability to change our themes down here. We have a dark theme available. That looks pretty good. We have an ouch theme that reminds me of the hot dog stand. Oh, yeah. And let's never forget rainbow. Okay. Enough fun there. I'm not cool enough for the dark theme. See, I want a rainbow theme in my Windows Explorer and Outlook and all those other things that people are saying should be, yeah. Should support all those different themes. All right, let's get back to some code. The only other pull request we have here is for Azure Search. Now, this is part of a bigger effort that I want to discuss. I work for Microsoft. Surprise! I hope you knew that I work for Microsoft, and I'm using Linux. So there's definitely some push from leadership to Azure all the things. Show more Azure. We need more Azure. Azure is definitely a thing. Yes, absolutely, Sir Colex. It's yes. Should we look into the identity stuff? Should authentication be done on the back end or the front end? Let's come back to that. That's a good question. So, Our Hawk, I see what you're trying to do there. It now has a virus and your hard drive will be deleted if you don't call this number. I see what you're trying to do there. Microsoft IT will never call you unless, of course, you're a Microsoft employee and you've screwed something up. That's different. Hey, Blue Lava. Don't call that number. Your IP address has been infected by a virus. Yeah, and my BLT drive just went AWOL, and I've got this big project due for Mr. Kawasaki in the morning. Name that movie. You know what? There are some folks from the identity team that I could invite. Yes, Pac-Man Jr. Wow. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm impressed. All right. I'm impressed. So the boss is here. There you go. Look at that. Yep, Muzz got it also. All right. Didn't just Google it. No, not at all. So there's the Microsoft folks very much want to Azure all the things. And as a goal for learning with this project, I don't want to make it just Azure. The only place that you can use CoreWiki is on Azure, and you're damned if you want to put it anywhere else. No. This is something that we're learning together. I very much want to learn and use some of the different Azure features. And this pull request starts down that path, and it's a pretty good idea. I really like where this is going. However, for our purposes of learning here on stream, I want you to be able to use the services in this project with other clouds, with other hosting providers, and even in your own data center. So I don't want to necessarily be tightly coupled to Azure. I want to enable folks to put down other features in here. So what I'd like to do is create an Azure module that has all the different Azure features that you could possibly want to light up in your project. And this is what we were going to start working with Jeff Holland last week at Ignite, but we had some problems with network, and I had some technical issues with my machine. We're going to blame it on the network. That's the best thing to do. Blame it on the network. Hey, Bo Simonson. Thanks so much. Bo Simonson. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Hey, Blue Lava. Glad to join the stream. I've been wanting to catch for a while. Well, thank you, Blue Lava. I appreciate you joining. Make sure you click that follow button here. We're trying to push out this Rainbow Beard Challenge here. If we get 5,000 followers by December 1st, I'm going to dye my beard rainbow for the Dev Intersection event, which will make the organizers there smile that I'm trying to promote their event with something wacky. And I'm not going to name any names, but I think one of the organizers is hanging out in the chat room. I think. Search providers should be in the first start config as well. Yes, so Brave Cobra, you're touching on right the next piece of this. If this is an optional if this is an optional module, an optional feature, this type of configuration should also be part of First Start. And as an administrator, it should be something that I can light up after the fact. Already following. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Flip that table, Sir Colix. Who is? Show up. They're here. That's... I'm not going to divulge any names if they don't want to. That's fine. You think too much ahead. No. Dude. Brave Cobra. That's awesome. Let's log those issues. Let's remember these ideas so that maybe it's not you. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's somebody else in the chat room can put together a pull request to start to do some of those things, right? I want to light up and fill up that scoreboard, that ticker up at the top with as many people as want to help out with our projects here. So absolutely, I want to bring some identity folks in. Our friend Glenn Block has expressed some interest in joining us. I definitely want to get him involved because he's got some cool things around APIs that we were talking about doing with this. And, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess up his name. There's a guy from Microsoft Identity, Microsoft Security, who left and now works with Glenn Block. Vittorio has actually expressed some interest in joining us. And Vittorio was one of the folks who helped engineer the identity system. So, I'm not taking this just yet because I think we need to create an Azure project and just start loading stuff over there with some of the features for Azure that we want to enable. What do I mean by is the boss is here? Is it my boss? You mean, or maybe his boss, or his boss? Well, wait, no, his boss isn't named. It's actually a guy named John, and John's boss is someone not named. It's actually a woman named Julia. But Julia's boss is... Yeah. And Scott works for... No, actually, his name is Satya. Yes, Vittorio. There you go. See how that works? So, and I love just hitting that Scott button. I just have it sitting there. It's ready to go. So, I pulled a whammy when I was in town for .NET Conf 2 weeks ago. I was on campus in the studio for Channel 9, and we put the Stream Deck down in front of Scott for the ASP.NET Community stand-up. And the way that I had my Stream Deck set up, I had various camera scenes that they could flip back and forth to, but I put a couple of sound effects in front of them, like the explosion. You've heard me play the explosion here. There it is. I put the screeching tires. And I also put in front of them, and he was so tempted to hit that button. And so was John Galloway. It was right there. They were going to hit it, but they avoided some of that stuff. There are many Scotts. There are, quite. Yes, I was at .NET Conf. Gee, go figure. All the Scotts from Microsoft. Yes. I think Microsoft is becoming a Scottish company. And there are many Jeffs as well. Love the Stream Deck. the folks at Elgato should be in touch with me. Honestly, I've sold maybe a dozen Stream Decks to various people at Microsoft and other streamers. As I swig from my G Fuel. G Fuel, feeding caffeine to gamers since 2015. All right, I do not have an Elgato green screen. My green screen, actually, if you go to livejeffreyfritz.com, there's a link, and there's also a link down below the channel. Aren't we devices for converting caffeine into code? Yes, we are. Oh my gosh. There's my YouTube playlist. Look at that smile from yesterday. Oh my gosh, that's a terrible. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that hair. Ooh. Where's my green screen? I have a link to my green screen here. There's the chroma key. Look at that hair. Seriously. That's what my green screen looks like. So, I thought I have a link to it. Here it is. And it is so much fun folding this up every time I take it on the road. So, it's a decent price. There's one from Elgato that actually folds down into a nice little compact container. This folds up into a little circle and is easy for me to carry around. But I can turn this sideways so I can put two people in front of it as well. It is a little origami exercise. Amen to that. So what I think we want to do... Ooh, I see... So maybe we'll take a look at a couple of these here. Let's create a new issue here and Azure project. Let's just outline here. Let's put all Azure Cloud specific features into a project that can be conditionally included and features enabled in the app in CoreWiki if you are hosting on Azure. So this is gonna be a bigger project. This is a lot more than just, right? I mean, yeah, I can't do new project from here, but this is gonna take a little bit to do. But I think I know enough people on the Azure teams that'd be interested in joining in and helping out with this. Hourhawk says, I haven't used GitHub before, mostly because I don't see why it's necessary. Could I send you a .zip with all the PNG files for the sub icons? You can, Hourhawk. But I would suggest you take a minute and take a look at how to use GitHub. Because it'll help you in the long run. And I want to get you on my scoreboard up top here. If you're going to contribute, I think I want to recognize your contributions. That's why I have the ticker up there. I want to celebrate all the folks that have been contributing, like Smab and Ashley Broughton, Erwin, Emo, Frank Boucher is up there, right? We haven't done any work on Stream Tools in a while, but Joe Bun, JBDK is up there. He was helping a lot for a while there. So, give it a try. Create a GitHub account, and what you can do once you have your GitHub account, navigate out here to my collection of repositories, click into Livestream, and click Fork. Once you've done that, then you can click this Upload Files button, and you'll be able to add into your copy of my repository. Now you're going to want to put them in the appropriate folder. So you're going to want to go down into Images, Loyalty Badges, and you can click Upload Files if you don't want to get into working with Git. But you can click Upload Files. You can either drag the files in. Don't drag in a zip file. Drag in the actual files. Type in information about the commit that you're making, and then commit those changes. Once you finish that, what you can do is then say New Pull Request, and that'll send me a notice that says, hey, Hourhawk has some changes, and able to pull that in. Well, this is the live stream project. This is where I answer some questions from folks. Like this one from MSSCHL, right? This is Marcus in Germany, asking, which extensions do I have installed? And I should put these over here on my wiki. And this is where we're going to be working a little bit. I'm going to add a question and an answer here that talks about that, which extensions I have installed. We're going to work with Rich Ross on Thursday about cleaning this up and getting it working with the bot again, right? The bot's hooked up to Q&A services on Azure so that when you ask questions that end with a question mark, if it knows the answer here, if it knows the question because it's in this wiki, it'll give you the appropriate answer. All right. Let's go back. I'll let Our Hawk go through that a little bit, but let's go back to CoreWiki. Look at this. I'm teaching somebody over here how to use Git, and we're going to do some CoreWiki over there, building all the things. Shouldn't all questions end with a question mark? Yes, they should. If they do end with a question mark, then the bot will try to answer the question for you. If the bot doesn't know how to answer it, it's like a 30% match or lower. It'll ignore answering the question. Okay. So there was an issue here. There were one or two issues here I think we can answer pretty quickly. URL friendly method is duplicated. This is from Daniel. So we had URL helpers in CoreWiki application, and it's also in CoreWiki core article. We've duplicated this in both places. What is the weather? See, it doesn't know how to answer that, Whiteland, so it just ignores the question. It just goes silent. And actually, it tells me here on the console. Look, I'll drag over the console. So I actually watch every message that comes in here. Crazy, I know. So, look, there's Bo, right? What is the airspeed velocity? And then the bot says, handling question, unable to find a suitable answer. And it just goes silent. Haha, see that? So, but for some of the simple questions that I do get a lot, like, hey, what's this editor that you're using? It'll answer and tell you, oh, Jeff's using Visual Studio Code, and give you a link to download it. Now, the bosses tell me I should change that link so that it's a bit.ly so that it tracks that I influenced somebody to go to that. See, tabs or spaces, unable to find answer to that question. And it should, but the answer should be tabs, of course, Lifix. We all want tabs. Don't even bring those spaces around here. All right. So let's talk about this one. URL friendly method is duplicated. So we have the same method in URL helpers and in article. Let me go back over to Visual Studio Code. Let's try and resolve this. Because I think we're at a point now where we can get rid of it and really narrow down. Why is this? Whatever. I don't care. All right. So I'm going to do a Control-Shift-F to open the search panel here. And it was called URL helpers, right? URL friendly. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Let's put string in front of it so I can get the methods. There we go. So I've got it here in URL helpers CS, and it's not showing me the file for that. It's in CoreWiki application, and here in CoreWiki core domain, there's URL friendly down there. Vim, of course Vim, but not even Vim, VI. So when I was a kid, when I was younger, my father was a long-time IBM AIX administrator. So he taught me VI. That was the editor of choice for professional IBM systems administrators. So he taught me VI. He even gave me the little VI reference card when I went away to college. He's like, son, you're going to need this. If there's one thing you learn at college, it's VI. All right, maybe that's not the only advice he gave me about college. But he gave me the VI cheat card, and that I learned VI. I did not learn Emacs. He's like, you can learn Emacs also, but why? Everybody uses VI. We like VI. Use VI. So I come from a VI family, which is weird. Did I ever use Ed? No. One of my friends called Antonio is having problems with Kali Linux installing it because the ISO and needs a little help from me, but he's on a laptop. It's so bad, so I don't know how to help him, and I need your help. I am all thumbs when it comes to other flavors of Linux. Yeah, trap off. Tabs versus spaces. Oh, don't even go in there. If you don't want to use the new icons, it's cool. I don't know how they're going to look. Well, let's take a look, Our Hawk, and then we'll resolve this. Look at that. When I tell folks this is like ADHD on steroids here, I am not kidding. We've got all kinds of topics, and we're going round and round. I had a professor who presented all class lectures in Emacs. Torture!
And you blew it!
Because you should have been on VI. Yeah, that's right. I've got a stream. Look at that. You got a pull request. Our Hawk. Woohoo! Look at that. No description provided. That's okay. That's all right. Got a commit with 12 files changed. What do you have? I want to take a look. I want to take a look. I want to look. I want to look. I want to look. I'm excited. There's a white one? I thought, or did you made it white? Let's see. Now, what's that going to look like on a white background? Okay, so you're suggesting white to replace the black. Let me think. How about blue? Let's see how blue looks. No, those are... Wait, what? 2 months ago, 2 minutes ago. There's blue. Oh, all right, so you gave them different names. Okay, so that's a little bit lighter. And then red, what's red look like? Okay. That's not bad. How about gold? That's a small one. Bigger. That's not bad at all. Same issue with the black on dark theme. But it's a little bit lighter. Look at that. Is that Senor Colex? Let me make sure I'm saying your name right. I can make it more dark grayish. Yeah, can we? I like the white one as a first start. What do you think, chat room? Since you're the folks who are going to be brandishing these, let me see. Can I do the raw? Isn't there a raw here that I can? If I go download, there we go. So that's actually on a white background, and it's a little bit tricky to see the edges. If you could make that a little bit grayer. I think what do you, chat room, can I get your opinion? What do you think of the badges here? But that looks, I really like it. So what you can do, Our Hawk, is when you just update that branch in GitHub, it'll update the pull request automatically, and I'll be able to see that. Great. So it's easier to see. Make the first one green is what Senor Colex is saying. That's not a bad idea. What do you think of that, Our Hawk? Making it green to start. I'm okay with that. To make the default one green, it needs to be a color that stands out on both dark and light. Yeah, Ancient Coder, you're right. What if we made it purple? So it matches Twitch or Visual Studio. Ooh, I like that. What do you think, chat room? Ooh. And it matches the bot as well. RGB, maybe. Well, I think so. There's further ones out. Purple says Ancient Coder. Okay. Full rainbow. Nah, I want to go further out and we'll do full rainbow. A VS Code mug.
Oh my.
I don't know about. I like purple. Transparent with coffee filling up. You can add rainbow. So, magenta. No, stop it. Bokyo. Magenta's not bad, but let's do Twitch purple. I like it. Yeah, thank you, Our Hawk. I appreciate the suggestion there. And these do look nice. So that's the white one. Let me just back up here. We can go back. So, right, the next one that folks have, I'm looking to see. There's a red one. So the red one then, right, that looks a little bit easier to see. Start filled and drain it. After a few months, it should be pretty empty. Weird colors, Google search. I like it. And then the blue one, so Tagaran has a blue. Let's go to that one real quick. This is a great suggestion. Thank you so much, Hourhawk, for the. So the blue looks a little bluer. And then if we make the purple, that's great. Thank you very much for the contribution. And I tell you what, I mean, if you are working on it right now, I will be happy to configure these before we wrap up the stream here, so we can share that with some of our new subscribers that our friend Sysmas graciously awarded and shared with. They need to be approved. You're right. They will need to be approved. Rats. But we should have it before our next stream. You're right, Pac-Man. Rats. Like that blue. Yeah. Tib TV. Thank you so much for the follow. Steve, you're getting a little sweaty over there. Take it easy. It's okay. I know you saw the Warriors played in Seattle last night. Okay? Nothing to be upset about. But it's good. All right. So let's take a look back at the URL-friendly method here. I'm going to unwind. Look, this is me unwinding the ADHD stack here. Going back to this issue. URL-friendly method is duplicated. So it's referenced here in the article, and it's also over here in URL helpers. TibTB, thank you so much for that kind subscription. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Leading Lady gifted that. Wow. Thank you, Leading Lady, for sharing that gift. And of course, I'm going to match that subscription, and we're going to make a donation to Girl Develop It so that women and other minorities can learn how to build applications and write code just like we are here. Tib TV with, oh, look at that fierce kittens emotes. Yes. And 3 subs to other folks. Very cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing those subs. So Massive Quasar, Canhorn, and Zyver, you all just got a great subscription. A free subscription. It's Gifty Day. It is. Sismus says, Balmer used to down a pint of honey before he got on stage, protected his voice and jacked him up. So here's the thing, Hourhawk. Yes, everybody share those C# bot emotes. I don't have it here. I have a bunch of the .NET bot emote stickers, and I have the super C# stickers of that I carry with me now, along with I made Twitch cards. Check it out. I made these cards. Look at that. Works on my machine. Ship it. And on the other side, Jeffrey T. Fritz, and that QR code just goes to the stream. So what I'm doing is I am putting together little sticker packs with card in it so I can send those out. Best logo ever. Thanks so much. So URL friendly. Thank you, Brave Cobra. Let's get back to the code. You're right. Thank you so much, Tib TV, for that kind gift. Absolutely. And is that the Zivin? Thank you so much for the subscription as well. With your Twitch Prime subscriptions, of course, you get a free subscription to any channel you'd like. And I really appreciate you sharing it here. It is sub day. Oh my gosh. Well, it is the beginning of the month, right? You do have to renew each month that you want to maintain a subscription and that you want me to make donations to Girl Develop It. There was the Dev Intersection logo. Just went by. All right. And if you're like Moz and you want to make a larger contribution, you get other emotes like my face there. Subtober. A little bit. All right. So this is referenced, this URL friendly method is here inside of URL helpers, which is, right? This one's in the application common folder, but it's also in the article over here, and it's referenced in one place. It should be a property of the DTO coming from the domain. The UI should not be generating itself. Yes. I don't think... Well, so we've moved it out of the user interface, but it's here inside, and it's referenced just by its own domain object. Right? If I look, it's only right here. Still inside article. That's the only place that is. But the application has it referenced in 9 other places. Article management, so tests, I'm okay with it being referenced there, but it's also referenced inside the create and edit pages, and it probably shouldn't be referenced in those pages. You know what, Senor Colex? There's a store link at the bottom of the Twitch page that you can check out, and there is a mug with that logo on it. And you can actually get it in magenta or black as well. I need to get a couple of those made up before I go to Dev Intersections, because I'm going to share some of them with my friends there. You're right, Brave Cobra. We do need to move that around. We should do more commenting in source code, a good start for people coming in the wiki source code. It's not a bad idea. Tobo Nautilus, thank you so much for that kind subscription. Yes, another match we will donate. Silent U66, thank you for the follow. Man, lots of activity today. This is great. Somebody was asking about Twitch Partner. So my other channel that I manage, you might know it. It's called Visual Studio. That has been made a partner. This channel has not, but even though this channel has a ton more activity. So... probably the reason they are there is trying to get ahead of the domain check. They are very much trying to get ahead of the domain check here in the create page. So let's go back to our code. The question, and Brave Cobra makes a good point. And I've started recording. I need to finish this. I've started recording kind of a summary to date. You know, here's the history of CoreWiki. We're 140 shows in here. 140. We've done a lot with CoreWiki, and folks are trying to catch up, and they're watching all the CoreWiki shows that we've done, and it's a lot. So,
World exclusive.
I'm putting together a summary video that shows here's where we started, here's the decisions we made, here's the functionality it has, and here's the architecture that we have now and how it functions. So, based on the architecture that we're using very much this CQRS, Command Query Responsibility Separation architecture. This slug, right? And the slug is the name of the page, the name of the article that we're going to put on the URL, right? On the address for the article that you're going to. We need to make that something URL friendly. And doing that here isn't the right place for us to do something that is more separating and pushing this logic out somewhere where it can be reused across the application. So as we look at more and more interacting with other platforms, putting other user interfaces in front of CoreWiki besides just a web application, maybe we want to put a Windows 10 application or a Mac application or an iPad application so that folks can carry the content of their wiki wherever they might be. We know there are folks who are airline pilots who have the contents of their manuals on a tablet device. Well, maybe at some point in the future, CoreWiki becomes something that folks want to be able to carry on their tablet so that they have that common reference point. We want to move things like this URL-friendly interaction. There you go, Turrican. Exactly. We want to separate the concerns, and the definition of that topic slug should go in the domain and not something on the front-end user interface here. there is some ambition, and I'm using the airline pilot as an example, right? There are folks that take tablets on the road that have manuals loaded into it, right? I'm thinking service folks, electricians, some of those types of people. Maybe they're not using CoreWiki, but for that type of use case where they're editing and working with this stuff, it can't be in just the web application. It needs to be somewhere simpler, easier, and away from that interaction. All right. So, does it really need to be here? Right? If we're going to start to deduplicate, and if we want it to really only be with our domain object, which I think is the right place, because when you set the topic, we're going to go and calculate what that slug is, which is really what it's doing here, right? It's saying grab that article topic and calculate the slug, the HTML, the URL-friendly version of what that topic is. Now, I didn't just URL-friendly on it, right? We also clean up any other non-ASCII characters to force it into something that's a little bit simpler. So if we take a look here, is this slug value, right? Creating page with slug, we put on the log. Is topic available query? Now, yeah, so we're passing the slug into the is topic available there. Thank you for the follow, HHXX. We would have to change this as well, and right, so that the is topic available query did that translation further down. The domain part should error and be catched by the user interface and redirect after the post back. Yes. Let's walk back what Brave Cobra is suggesting here. The domain should error if it matches, in this case here. The UI should catch that error, right? And send that message back to the form, and that's what we're doing here. We're sending that message back to say, oh, this is used. Svetzal, thanks so much for that subscription with your Twitch Prime. I very much appreciate that, and we'll make a donation to Girl Develop It. And you get a coffee mug. The coffee mug loyalty badge, not a real coffee mug. Yes, is topic available should do the same thing on the application. So this is going to take a little bit to unwind here and go to all the different places that this is being used to unwind it and make sure that it's working properly out there. Now, is that something somebody would be interested in doing? Badge is greater than a real mug. All right, cool. Excuse me. Is that a PR that somebody would like to put together? If that is, then I'll leave this open and I'll move over and take a look. And Hourhawk actually has some updates for the badges. So in the chat room, let me know if you would like to do the PR to remove these 9 references, right? The URL helpers test, we can move that over so it's working against the article object. But it's in these two pages, and this is just building on itself here. I'm not too worried about those. If you're interested in it, you're welcome to. But I'm going to take a look at what Hourhawk has for us here on the pull request. So this should now say that there's a second commit. There you go. Look at that. Loyalty badges update 2.0. So I can click over here. And I also want to point out it says first time contributor. So I want to make sure that that's something nice for folks who are managing repositories so that you can be encouraging and you can let them know, hey, you're doing a good job. This is stuff that, we're happy with, so that you don't come off mean and nasty to people. Nobody wants that. So here's the purple. Let's see what that looks like. I'm clicking purple. View. Hey, that looks cool. All right. I like that one as a first mug. I thought I saw, who was it? Somebody was here one of the... Yeah, Blue Lava's here. What do you think, Blue Lava? Is that a cool Twitchified, Twitch-colored mug there? Hey, J1859. Hello, hello. And you made the blue and red brighter. Let's see, the blue one. Oh, yeah, that looks much brighter. That looks good. It certainly is a mug. I see what you did there, Bitlaw. That does look good, says Senor Colex. Let's see what red looks. Oh, yeah. That red does look better. Mugging stuff. Tagaron likes it. All right. What else? And then, did you touch the white one at all? No, the white one's still... Okay, that's fine. So if we go with, right, purple, we saw blue. What's gold look like? That's nice. Remove the white one. Okay. Holy!
World exclusive.
Oh my lord. Pac-Man Jr. Whoa, Nelly. 20 more subscriptions for folks in the chat room. Wow. This is a very gifty day today. More than 40 subscriptions have been given out on channel. Wow. Frank Bocheros, you get a subscription. Blue Lava, Art 9K, Jose FR, Latte Mote, Checkers, Bo Simonson, you get a subscription. J1859, Beck Bristow, Tenno Diablo, Simon Engineering, you get one. Fuel Snable, Matthew81, N Perry 0, Bubbles Bodine, and Andy Weiss. Thank you very much for the generosity, Pac-Man Jr. That is awesome. Awesome stuff. Somebody, yes, absolutely. Let's put some clips together here. Wow, oh
my.
Indeed, George. It's a very sub-gifty day today. Girl Develop It's going to be getting a lot of donations. Absolutely. They're randomly giving out, Senor Colex. Flummoxed. I am. Oh my gosh. It is. You flatter me when you share. When you share, whether it's code, subscriptions, donations, cheers. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. We will make donations to Girl Develop It. You know what? Maybe we'll even do it on it. So it does take. I don't receive Twitch. Twitch takes about a month and a half to release those dollars, but when they do, that's one. I will make one big donation. Yes, maybe we'll do that as part of the fun at Dev Intersection. Thank you very much, everybody. And now you have a Frank. Frank, yes, you have a C# bot. Absolutely. So, I am thrilled. And the mugs will dominate the chat. Yes, indeed. Wow. That is great stuff. Thank you so much. What's the clip that you linked here? Tawdry Triumphant Garage. Which one is this one? It's gift day, yes. Holy! Yeah. Yeah. I gotta tweet that out. Thank you so much, Pac-Man Jr. and Sismus. Thank you. That is amazing stuff. I am more than happy to share that. Viewers are N. Perry, thanks so much for the follow. We're going to make a lot of... No, we're going to make a big donation to... Let's make sure we reference Girl Develop It. Thanks to the community on... Twitch. There we go. Very cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, look at all those. Fill up those bot emotes. So I actually have I could do a smaller donation here in October. Because we do have the funds from the summer that came in. I could do that one and then do another big one there in December. Yes. Have I had Sarah Chips on? Not yet. That's a really good idea to have Sarah join us. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Wow. No code today. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. 10 more subscriptions. Is that cheat code? Dr. Moolis, Animated Slinky, Bokyo, you get a subscription. Silent You, Cryax, Sanlimi OK. No, is that Sanli My OK? DJ B, Twitch Chuck D, and Smite Baron Baron. Wow. We will match and make donations for that as well. Thank you very, very much for those generous subscription gifts. Absolutely, Beck Bristow. Throw those C# bot emotes out there. I feel left out having a Twitch Prime. Wow, that is extremely generous. I'm going to go broke. Fortunately. Chak, is that Chacky04? Thank you for using your Twitch Prime subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, you can turn that into a Twitch Prime subscription just by connecting your accounts at the top of the screen, and you'll get one free channel subscription you can use anywhere on the platform, including here, if you use it here, just like all those folks that received free subs today. More than 50 subs given out. I will match and we'll make donations to Girl Develop It. Yes, we need to have Sarah Chips on. Absolutely. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it here? Can we do this? No, I'm not logged in over there. I don't want to do that. Let me go over here. Let's go back to this. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me make sure I can do this right. I'm going to bring over my Windows one here. Let's... Hey, Senior Colex. Our Hawk just gifted you a sub. There you go. Where was the people invitation list? It's on the live stream, and I do have some other folks that I do need to get in here. Hey, where is she? Sarah J. There she is. Oh my gosh, Rambling Geek. Thank you very much for 5 more subs. Wow. We will be making matching donations for those as well. Twitch channel viewers are very interested in having you join us for a pair programming session and to talk a little about Girl, develop it. Can we schedule something to have you call in over Skype in the next few weeks? It'd be great to have Sarah join us. That is great. Thank you so much. If this is a new... she did move on from Girl Develop It, but she's one of the founders of it. Bokyo, more than 55 subscriptions have been gifted today here on channel. And I feel obligated to keep writing some code here so that we can get back into... yeah, very cool gifts. Thank you so much, so much. I can't get through today. Yeah. I thought we were just throwing money at a guy in a funny hat. Well, it's not that funny. It's a Penn State hat. This is great. Thank you, everybody. I hope you stream all day, because when I'm done with my web dev stream, I will be raiding you. I don't know if we're going to go that late. And actually, is Blue Lava still here? Blue Lava, let me ask you. We're doing good today, 92 as well. Blue Lava, if I update my my subscriber icons, they're my loyalty icons, with what Our Hawk has provided, because these look really good. Can you help us activate that sooner than later as a staff member? Yes, Bokyo, you have a mug. You do. And I think we're also broadcasting over there on the Visual Studio channel. Lithix is happy to look at the URL-friendly issue. Thank you, Lithix. Getting back to the code.
Do it!
I appreciate you offering to take a look at that. But yeah, Blue Lava, is that something that you can help kind of moving that along? Have you seen those logos on the chat background? Do they work out? Good question. Let's do this. So, first things first, I'm going to take this pull request from Our Hawk, and I'm going to include this. I'm going to squash and merge. 50% brighter, 100% brighter, white badge replaced by purple. Fantastic. Thank you very much for these new icons. They look great. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down, and we'll open up and we'll look at those images over on a background, right? I'll put them on a background so we can look. I might want to delete the white. No, let's leave them around. Ancient Coder. They will be side by side. What do you mean? My sub gift badge will now cover my coffee mugs. I mean, no. They do go side by side. Check it out, Our Hawk. Not in the chat over there that's burned in. But Sarah just replied. Hang on. Sarah just replied on Twitter. She's very interested in joining. Fantastic. And I do have... some jewel bots. Look at that. I even got it with the green so you can't see it. But I do have some jewel bots. Maybe we'll work on some jewel bots together here on stream with Sarah. Anybody without a subscription? Take it easy there, Brave Cobra. Take it easy. Not sure how to assist with that. Unfortunately, I focus on everything Twitch dev. Okay. A little C++ coding with me would be fun. So I know just enough C++ to be dangerous. Oh, I don't have... Yeah. Just enough. Just enough. But C++ would be a little bit different to do here on stream. I can't cheer for some reason, no matter what browser I use or if I am on mobile. Do I have any fixes for cheering? Cheering, right? You should have the little bits icon down at the bottom. That should be available for you to use. let me see. Let me see if let's do this. I want to put. I'm going to update the ticker up at the top here. I'm going to do a couple things here, and then we'll get back into code. Where do I want to go? I need to get back into Windows. cdev stream. So inside my stream, I have a tools folder that has all my environment variables that I use. Let's make sure I don't screw this up. Let's come back over here. I want to make sure I don't. My environment variables with all my keys opened up over top of my code. So I'm going to just come over here. I have the environment variables off to the side.
You need to do it like this at Warthog.
Thank you so much for that kind cheer. That'll be another match that we send over to Girl Develop It. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to find, where is it? The repository list. Here it is. So I'm going to include Fritz Livestream in the repository list. So that we can get that list appearing on the scoreboard up top. So let me see. I'll restart this. Restart the widgets. Come on. There it goes. And then I'm going to get that GitHub scoreboard. Let's refresh that up top. So you will see Stream Tools, and then it'll be the CoreWiki, and then you'll see Livestream will come through. With all these subs, eventually you'll have enough money to create Microsoft 2.0. No. We're not going to go quite that far. All right. I can close that now, and that'll pop up there. Yeah, ancient coder. You know what I mean? If you do capital L, capital U, capital L, you'll get the laughing emote to appear there if you do that instead of LOL. So there's the CoreWiki numbers going across, and we should see, there it is, Fritz Livestream, top for the week. There you go, Hourhawk, you're on the scoreboard. Why am I clapping? Why am I clapping? There we go. Thank you so much for those. So now what I can do, what's the next step? If I want to try and submit that, get that working. I'm going to have to do this in Windows. Okay, let's do it in Windows. Dev Fritz live stream. And if I pull that, I'll get the images down locally here. There they are. All right, which means they're on Windows. So I need Firefox on Windows. There it is. Come over here, and I'll go to the affiliate partner tab. No. Loyalty badges. There they are. My lame badges, the way they are right now. I'll start to deleting your could negatively impact your subscribers. Well, it won't let me edit. So I have to delete it and re-add it. So they'll disappear for a little bit. Am I right, Blue Lava? I think they'll... You'll get the default star badges. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's delete, and then I will re-upload these. And I'm coming out of cdev Fritz livestream images, badges. We don't need no Steam. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. So we're going to do the purple ones first. So the 18 is 1818 purple. And then we'll do 3636 purple. And then this will be 7272 purple. Yeah, I do own the rights to all those. Okay. And then I'll do the 3 month. Oh, it's over here. Delete that one. And we'll re-upload, and we'll do 1818. 3636. Those look really good. Oh my gosh. 6 months. And it's 1818 blue. And 3636. Yep. Now, they do look a little similar. All right, go to the year. Get rid of that one. Nobody has the year yet because I haven't been around a year. Go figure. Gold and gold. Cool. They are live already? Are you kidding? No.
There is no problem with cheering.
Thank you so much, Turrican. Wow. Thank you so much. I kind of agree. We're live. They're coming through. Now, I'm not getting it in. They are coming through. That's awesome. Right, so if I go over to the channel here, I'm going to see myself for a minute. That's a bad thing. So are they? Let me see the chat room pop up. They are coming through. Is subscribing the best way to help me? Well, that's just it. I don't need help. That's why I donate my subscriptions. I want to make sure that we help other folks who do need help. Yeah, look at that. They are coming through. Look at that Moz with the red one. Awesome. Great job, Hourhawk. You need help. That's why we're here. That is great. So it won't refresh on the chat until I refresh that, I believe. They're probably cached there, but I see the little purple ones look really good, but I think the blue one does need to go a little bit darker. If I don't know, Hourhawk, if you want to try making it just making the blue one a little bit brighter blue or darker blue. Yes, I'm here to help you. That's right, Ancient Coder. And they look good in dark mode as well. Let's see. Isn't dark mode up here? Dark mode. Oh, yeah. Wow. It is part of my job, yes. The red looks good. Right? The red looks good. But the blue looked very much like the purple. Yeah. Bitlaw asks, what is Angular Mix? Angular Mix is a professional developer conference in the United States being hosted in Orlando. That oh, look at this. Now I've angered Linux. That teaches all about the Angular framework. And it's going to be live at Universal Studios, Florida. All kinds of speakers here, folks that you know from the Angular community. Brad Green, John Papa, Dan Wallin. But I will be there teaching a bit about how to use ASP.NET with Angular. So I saw somebody, Lithix is going to help out with the URL friendly method here. That's, holy crow. Somebody put another pull request in. VS Code workspace with files excluding for typical VS temp paths. They should be hidden. You're right. Oh, cool. Oh, great idea. Who wrote this? Simon. Very good idea. Thank you for putting that together. Yes. Yes, I will take that in a heartbeat. Thank you very much for that contribution. This will make my VS Code experience, make our VS Code experience better. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Thank you, Simon. So let me pull that down. Do this. Oh, which folder which project did you push that into? Gotta make sure I grab the right one. Put it into dev. Okay. So what I will do, and which branch am I on? First start. What did I change? It's been so long since I wrote code. Sorry. Okay. Git checkout dev. Git pull. Ugh. Yeah, write that. Exit. There it is. Now if I go back to our project and merge. Okay. And that should clean up, right? VS Code. So I'm not going to focus on this issue with the URL helpers right now. That's fine. Focus on Angular mixes Angular in the enterprise. There you go. Saw it on stream earlier that you didn't want to deal with it then, so I did for you. Oh, thank you. Angular with .NET Core is great, says Ancient Coder. Yeah, I've definitely had that experience. Angular with .NET Core is great, and I do want to have some Angular folks on to show us an Angular front end for CoreWiki. I think it's a great opportunity to learn Angular from the get-go and be able to show that. I need to open the workspace. Let's I want to close the folder. Open workspace. All right. There we go. Bin and obj are gone. Cool. Even though I am a programmer, I don't do C#. I'm mostly here for the community, but I do like the coding and projects. Well, thank you, Hourhawk. I appreciate you joining us, even though you don't do C#. Maybe you'll see some things here that you'll enjoy. Can't get at the URL helpers class from there. I can see why that URL friendly method is duplicated. It's being used in the domain. We'll need the API backend to do an Angular frontend. Yes, Brave Cobra. Yes. You can also migrate everything in your VS Code folder to that workspace, but I only wanted to do the minimum. That's fine. Yeah, so Hourhawk, if we do some things here in C# that interest you, I hope maybe you take a shot and try some in the future. If not, that's okay too. But I want to at least share and see if there's stuff that folks would like to learn. Okay. So we started down the project first start bits. Let me go back to that. We saw the area getting built, and we have the options here to create a new. There we go. The defaults here. So the administrator username, the password, long and random, choose a database, and the connection string. So let's think through this and let's. Hi, it's Robert Tables. Good morning. My week's been going very well. We've been having a lot of subscriptions this morning, a lot of new followers. I'm thrilled with the activity on stream today, and I'm gonna go a little bit longer here as a thanks for all the folks who have been participating and contributing here. It's been a lot of fun. But for now, we need to get back into some code and just do it. Thank you, Shia LaBeouf. And we're gonna write the code.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
Exactly how I want it.
The only question is, are you the man to do it?
I am the man to do it. We are going to do it. Thank you for the subscription, Robert. I appreciate that. And yes, James Montenegro? Or do you mean Montemagno? The Xamarin guy. He's actually been streaming a little bit here this morning. I hope I'm not clobbering his audience. But little Bobby Tables has all grown up. Yes, Robert Tables is here, Sismus. So Robert Tables, I see you a lot over there on No Upcat. I nearly said it. Noopcat's channel. Actually, you know what I've got over here? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Right? Make sure I say it right. Because here's how it should be said. There it is. I have this.
Previously on Noop.
Oh, it cut off.
Previously on Noop.
I tell you. It cut off, but it says previously on Noopcat. Anyways. Huge fan, a handful of folks that like a small family here. You're right, Robert Tables, and we're growing. And that's one thing that I know the folks at Twitch really like is that we're growing. And I want to make education and learning about software development something that's free and easy for anybody. Thank you for the follow, BitLaw. And this is a little bit of my I want to say it's kind of my mission now. You know, if you want that premium experience, let's go to a conference, let's meet in person and work together on things. And I'm happy to help you out with whatever your problem might be in person, if that's what you'd like. But if you're just getting started, if you're just learning, I want you to be able to access the materials and learn and ask questions to experts like myself, if you agree that I'm an expert. And if you want to participate, that's great. We're happy to encourage and review and work together so that we all learn together and become better developers. And that's what I'm trying to do a bit with Visual Studio channel and my channel here. And you see other folks coming online. We saw Imo Landworth. He's the lead program manager on the .NET team. And he's teaching folks how to build a compiler. He's doing that on his own channel, but it's syndicated on the Visual Studio channel. James Montemagno is teaching folks how to use .NET Standard and how to use Xamarin Forms. That's being syndicated over on the Visual Studio channel as well. And it doesn't matter to me what technology you use, but I want us to learn together. I want that opportunity to be available to everybody, and I'm thrilled that folks like Blue Lava and the Twitch staff are encouraging and supporting this growth that we're trying to do. You teach people how to use Node.js on your channel. Awesome, Hourhawk. I did not know that. Let me make sure I throw you a follow over there. That's not the right one. Wrong. Firefox. This Firefox. Let's make sure we throw Hourhawk a follow here. There we go. Let's do a follow over here. Thank you. Hey, that's me. All right. Yeah, we're confusing the crap out of the player. Gonna upload some of your projects to GitHub? Yeah, go for it. But we changed the rainbow beard to December 1, asks Gutierrez Dev. Yes. So here's the deal. We're not going to make it to October 20. That's 2 weeks away. 5,000. We're not going to make it. So what we've done is we have opened up and we've said let's make this go until. And I see your comment there about pull request, Hourhawk. Let's make this go to December 1. And if we do get the 5,000 by December 1, I will do the Rainbow Beard all week at Dev Intersection. And it'll be a ton of fun. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. So there's another pull request. Is it over here in CoreWiki or going back over in live stream? No, don't see one here in live stream. Yeah, so I accepted that other pull request. You're going to need to create another one. You should have it as URL friendly property, which is already there being slug. Yes. Have the domain do the checking. Right. Okay, good, Brave Cobra. Is there a place to learn about Twitch like Twitch 101 asks? I forgot what you asked me to call you, Godala. What Are you looking for how to broadcast on Twitch, or are you looking for how to participate on Twitch? Hey, there we go. If you're looking for how to participate on Twitch, I was putting together a 10-minute video on that, and I think I need to finish that. What are those icons below extensions in the sidebar of Visual Studio Code? So below extensions, this is live test. This will run all my unit tests if I'd like. Right? Run. It should be running. Wish I could just expand everything here. I've got so much nesting. Show, there we go. Now you can see they're running. And we'll get some reports on that. The last one is Visual Studio Live Share, which we use to communicate and pair program with other folks. But we did change the Rainbow Beard bit out to December 1st. When am I coming to Europe again? I have an invite to speak in Stockholm from our friends Jessica and Jimmy Engstrom coming up in February. I'm looking at doing that. It's also great to stream while you're learning because others will help you too while they're watching. Yes, crowdsourced pair programming. They call that mob programming in some places, but it very much is. For-profit education is such a travesty. Folks need to get paid. The fact of the matter is, folks need to get paid, otherwise they won't be able to continue doing it. I'm fortunate in that my employer encourages this type of interaction. There was all the stuff from Our Hawk. This should help with WFC soap. Rainbow Santa. What did Moz have first? Okay. How to participate. Okay. And Av. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on my... So I have a list of things that I need to look. I need to comment on that. And UTF-JSON we started looking at. Video on how to participate on Twitch. I started working on this, and I think I'll finish that. I already have some content built, and I also need to finish video on 6-month update for CoreWiki. I will do those later today. All right. Did you stream on Visual Studio channel about streaming? I did, and I posted it to my YouTube channel. If you're interested in how to stream, C# Fritz. Yeah, somebody can dig that up, and there's a link to it on youtube.com. C# Fritz, you'll see that. There you go, behind the scenes, setting up the Visual Studio channel. Let's see, what do we got? So this is the blue update we were talking about. View that one. How does that compare side by side with the purple? Let's go over here, do this. There it goes. Fritz. Oh, well, let me pull yet until I accept. Let's do this. View image. And then if I... Oh, rats. It opened it in the same folder. Copy image location. Open new tab. Paste it there. All right. Go back. Let's look at the purple next to it. Thank you for the follow. Who's that? Inspirefly. Thank you so much for that follow. Let's view image there. Now let's see if we can put the two side by side. I love that the windows left and right works here in Linux. So with the two side by side, see, they look, right? They look really similar. That's the comment is, right? When we have two folks side by side, they look very similar. Thanks for stopping by, Brave Cobra. I really appreciate you joining us today. I'm missing Git Lens as an extension. Oh, I need to put that back in. Thank you. I'm a core contrib and evangelist. Oh, I'm sorry. Jay Lengsdorf did a video on Twitch streaming recently. Oh, cool. That's great, Robert Tables. Can you share the link to that? Maybe I'm colorblind. Am I a bit colorblind? They don't look very similar. What do you think, chat room? Am I off? Let me know. One's pink, one's blue. Yeah, I'm thinking it's kind of purple pink. I'm gonna kick off. There you go. You can see the test ran because I have the little test thing here. I'm missing git lens was what Brave Cobra was saying. You're right. Let me go grab that. Put that down. There you go. Thank you, Robert Tables. All right, and reload. So we get git lens. Yes, configure. What do I have to configure? Yeah, sure. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna let that go for right now with the defaults, and we'll see how it goes. All right. There we go. Cool. Maybe make it blue, and maybe instead of blue, make it green. You really like that green, don't you, Ancient Coder? Pinky pink, bluish pink. The way that I would say to go with the blue would be to make it more of a steel blue like this, so it's very separate from that, if we were to stick with blue. If you add extensions recommendations to the workspace, it takes an array of strings extension keys. Ah. You can set up a list of extensions you want contributors to have. Azure blue. There you go. And then if we did green instead of blue, or darker blue. That's what I'm thinking, Ancient Coder, is a darker blue. Right? Like Azure blue. Sky blue is gonna look too light, maybe. Or aqua. I very much appreciate the help, Hourhawk, on that. I really do. I think we just need to make sure that these are different enough, right? If I go back and grab the red one. Right, and then go back. Right, so they look great. In the VS Code logo, pick a dark blue from there. Oh, there you go. That's a great idea, Frank. If we were to grab one of the blues out of the VS Code as the base. And then it's almost like we're saluting, right? Purple is a salute to Twitch. And then if the blue is kind of a salute to Visual Studio Code. That's a great idea. Hey, Roosh. Welcome. Ugh. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit more about... I'm going to back off of this. I'll leave that open. And let me roll this back over to CoreWiki. So let's unwind the stack here of distractions. So there we go. Cheat Code likes it. If Cheat Code likes it, then let's do it. While I'm here, let me do this. There we go. I just made Sysmess a moderator. Awesome. If someone has issues with install.net, execute sudo add apt repository universe. What? Oh, and that'll work? Right, so let's see. So, yep, Sismus is still here. Okay. I'm not very moderate. That's okay. So, you know what? I'm going to try refreshing that chat panel here on the user interface. Let's see if we can get it to use the new coffee mugs. It's going to disappear, but as the new comments come up, it'll be loaded up with the new user hopefully with the new coffee mugs. All right. So in doing this first start bit, right, we're allowing folks to name it, and we don't have the name really going anywhere. There isn't anywhere that you can configure and load that stuff up. But the administrator username and password is definitely something that we can scaffold and we can build into the initial startup of the application. But we do need that database and connection string first before any of this stuff happens. So for this, I think we need a couple of steps. So it really becomes more wizard-like, because you're going to need to specify your database first. And then you can specify things like the name of the wiki or who the administrator is, so that it'll start loading that up appropriately. Okay, everybody was all chatty, and I went and reset the chat room thinking, all right, now we'll get the coffee mugs loading there in the screen. And everybody went silent. What the heck happened there? Is there anybody out? Coffee! There we go, now they're showing up. Hey, Wolf. Now you're messing with me. I see what this is. I'm just running my mouth, evaluating newfound powers. There, I think the coffee mugs look pretty good over there. It was all coordinated. Gutierrez says ASP.NET Core is a game changer. I have an Ubuntober server with ASP.NET Core in production. I see what you did there. And it was super easy to do. That's great, Gutierrez. I'm glad to hear it. The database login and password for the connection string. You're right, Ancient Coder. Well, so if you're building your connection string down here, right, we're going to have all of that up front. As CoreWiki administrator, I don't want to have to learn how to calculate connection strings for every type of database we support. So just having it as a blind connection string that we're going to use, I think is okay, and specifying the type so that we know which provider to load. Perhaps the connection string gets built first. Yeah, I think you're right, Ancient Coder. That's going to be the way to go. You need some kind of finite state machine to track that multi-step process. You're right. It is hard to design good-looking emotes. The size constraint is shockingly hard. It is. It's really hard, too. That's why they looked so bad for so long. Hey, Tiago! So let's... Okay. So, you're right. We need some sort of a state machine. Make the string pre-built with variables, and the state machine determines what gets plugged in. I worry about that. I don't want to make connection strings something that we have to manage the format of. Let the administrator, let them figure it out, the person who's setting this up. But where we store the configuration for that, I think is okay. So what we started here under, did we do it in the index page? Yeah. All right. So we tested writing the file to disk for our app settings. We did this about a week ago. So we have appsettings.app.json that'll have some initial configuration in it, and the things that we're going to write into it, I think, are going to become our standard application configuration. So we'll end up putting that into a real object somewhere. And then we'll be able to just serialize and deserialize that object back and forth so that we're not actually writing writing code back and forth, right? We'll just create a configuration object, load the configuration into it, and write that to disk. I think that'll be a better way to go. Now, where did I put my configuration? That sounds weird. Configuration. Configure localization. No. I thought I had... Yeah, configuration settings. There we go. So app settings, and this has the URL. There's the connection strings section, which is over here. CoreWiki identity context connection, right? And then the security settings, discuss the comments engine. So we've already broken out configuration into a bunch of different things here. And these are all being derived from the app settings that we get by default, right? Connection strings. And we've got these two different, that's not even, right? We had the ability to specify a provider here as well. Yeah, there it is. Data provider. So we need a way to manage this configuration, to load this configuration as we're building it, and then we're going to save it into that app JSON. And then it should be loaded and parsed and managed by the application, not necessarily by the website, as we're going through and using this. Does that make sense? So for this state machine that you're talking about, if we start with a singleton for that configuration, so that as you're working and going from page to page, it'll be passed through to us, right? As we save the state of it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you approve. So let's go back over here. So areas first start. So if we add, let's add a new class here. Add a new file, right? Can I do? I want to generate a new file. I want to add class, right? Is there an add class? No. I thought there was like a .NET snippet to add classes. I'll have to build them by hand, unless there's an extension. Does somebody have an extension for add class? Right, those type of templates. Right, like C# class templates, something like that, right? C# theme for Unity? No. IDE extensions. Hey, from Jay Channon. We know that guy. Extensions that hopefully speed up your development workflow. Yeah. Add C# interface. Right, I want to be able to add class. Yeah, add class. There we go. Fantastic. Give me those. C# bot. Woohoo! If you do find a snippet, I think I just found one, Tiago. And I don't know the specifics for the problem here, but a saved source of truth on the server versus local memory in state. Right, so let's talk about that. I'm going to reload here. There we go. So let's talk about this. So we're building this first start experience. When you first start, we have these extensions that we're going to load to determine, do I need to start? And there's use first start configuration that sets up the application to insert the redirect that says, if first start is incomplete, right? If you haven't configured the application yet, we're going to reroute your request to actually go into the first start sub application, if you will, right? And inside of these pages, we'll go and walk you through that setup process. That's what this does, right? It injects in and allows us to intercept that configuration. And in this is first start complete, we'll figure out what the logic is to determine if the first start has been completed, if the application is properly configured, and not to do this reroute. If now that all happens inside of our ASP.NET Core startup. So we have configure services, and we have this configure method that configures the HTTP pipeline. And we have, where is it? Use first start configuration right here, so that we stop and do that reroute before we do things like configure RSS or localization. Localization we may want to move around here. But what I'm thinking is we may need to have a services add first start up here that will allow us to inject a singleton, and Ancient Coder, you know, I think we're on the same page with this. Let me know. Inject a singleton that sits in memory and will load from the wizard, right? From the first start wizard as we configure each of the pieces. So that when we get to that last page and we say, okay, we understand here's your configuration, press OK and save it to disk. Same page, fantastic. So Ancient Coder and Robert Tables were on the same page. Good stuff. And Tiago is saying, wait, isn't it called localization with an S right here? I know very much that, and I understand that we do have viewers, we do have pair programmers from all over joining us. And for Ashley, who wrote, right, and you can see Ashley Broughton there, when they wrote this method and added it into the mix here for their locale, localization is spelled with an S, and I'm okay with the S there. So it depends on where you are. Exactly, Ancient Coder. Whatever tongue you may be using. See what I did there? And I love that Steve Carell clip. Not being an English native speaker this time sometimes confuses me. Fair enough. So there's English, and then there's American English. And we Americans put Z's on those things. Folks in the UK, and English speaking, yep, there you go, color versus color. They also use that spelling, I believe, in India. Aussies, right, the Australian folks will use that as well, and that's okay. I'm okay with whatever spelling makes us as a community happy. And Lithic says, just like them. Oh my gosh, Lithics, it must be like the middle of the night. The colonies versus the colonies that rebelled. Oh, I see. Yeah. Us. Because we...
And you blew it!
We blew it. So 1 a.m. Huh. How are you spelling that? American. Yeah, American. We Americans out here. We do the American thing. So what I think I need here is if I were to say add first start configuration. Let's add that in here. Rodrigue FS, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us here. Add first start configuration. Now, services is typically adding and doing dependency injection configuration, and that's what this iService collection parameter is here. It's allowing us to configure dependency injection. So those objects are just available to us as we work around the application. So I'm going to receive an iService collection, and I want to make sure that I use, first start configuration. And I'll make this an extension method here so that we can use a fluid interface if we want. I'm going to control period on that so I can get my using statement built. There we go. And I need to make sure I return my services at the end of this so that we're returning the same object that we say we are. Now, if we're going to take our configuration that's submitted here in index and output it to disk appropriately, Americans, get your cup of Good Morning America, cup of coffee, cup of Joe, load it up there. And the Canadians in the chat room are going, oh, those stupid Americans. Yes, that's me. So, all right. Anyways, so what I'll be able to do is if I set up some sort of a configuration object here. Now, let's see if that'll work with that new add-in that I put. If I do Control-Shift-P, and if I look for class, yeah, look at that, new C# class. Put down a new C# class. And let's call this first start config. First start configuration. Yeah. What do you mean unable to find it? It's right there. What are you talking about? I want a new C# class. First start configuration. And now I feel bad. What is the world coming to? New C# class. First start configuration. Now it works. All right. So let's create some of these properties that we want to capture from our index page. Let's open this side by side. There we go. And close this. So my index, not that page. No. I want, let's go side by side, and over here, let's open index. Yeah, that one. So now we can see our fields that we want to capture here. What do you think? My hopes are up again. Oh, good. Is this state machine going to be simply tracking state, so collection of enums or booleans, and not actually storing the values? I think we can store the values ourselves. Let's take a look. Watch. Check out what I'm going to do here. Let's see. I'm going to do a property. So let's just do the name first, right? So let's call this wiki name. Okay. Prop, string. No. And let's call this admin username. Let's just start with those two. Now, what I'm going to do in startup extensions is I'm going to add, right, services, add singleton. And this is going to be, I need to specify the type. No. Let's do this. And we're going to make it first start configuration is the type. And we're going to new up a new first start configuration. So now what I can do is inside my first start configuration, index, wait a sec. I want that page. I can receive not just the hosting environment or configuration. I can receive a first start configuration. What the heck? Yeah. And we will call this, let's call this first start config. This dot first start config equals first. Yeah, like that, right? And then I can generate that property. No. Yeah, generate property, read-only property. So this is a pointer to a singleton. No, it's not a dumb question, Robert Tables. Hey, thank you, Tiago. Never dumb questions here. Always happy to answer questions. It's only dumb if you don't ask it. Amen, Lithics. You'll be able to add an item, and the Azure's features could be configure and deploy. Sure, absolutely. So what I should be able to do is, as those values come in, put them into the first start configuration object, because it's a singleton and it's being referenced, and it should persist. I may need to make first start configuration. I may need to make these static objects, but they should just work. Had to delete my fork and recreate it. I made a new pull request with better blue badges. Do you mind if I check out the blue badges real quick, chat room? I'm so excited. Blue badges. Blue badges. I sound like the guy from, what's it called? We Don't Mind. All right, let's take a quick look. Back over here. Refresh. We'll take a quick peek. Files changed. 3636. There's the 7272. Oh, yeah, it does scroll over. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get down with your bad self there, Our Hawk. Woo. I like that one. What do you think, chat room? So you made a new fork. That's okay. But you called it... that's fine. Yeah, I agree. That looks really good. So I'm going to take this one and I will merge. Awesome. And I will go back over to my Windows machine and git pull that. Oops. This is weird because I'm bouncing back and forth. I'm going to go to my dashboard and affiliate partner down here. Loyalty badges. So we'll grab the blue one. That one. Let's rebuild. We can rebuild it. Yeah, look at those. Yeah, now look at them side by side. That looks really good. I think if you want to tinker with the red, go for it. Chat room, do you have any comments for Our Hawk on the colors? I think these are really nice. I love the gold. They don't look similar anymore. Yeah. Red one could be a shade redder, but it's not. Yeah, these are looking good. There you go. I need some sort of a. I need like a compliment. These look really, really good. Thank you so much. Where is it? Where's my theme music? There's the theme music. Nah, I shouldn't play any of those because YouTube will just mute me. I have a yeah, really nice work. It looks very nice, Our Hawk. It does look a little pink, but that's okay. I mean, if you do want to make it redder, that's great. But you had a question about learning desktop Git or learn the command. I would look at the command line is pretty easy to learn. If you let me close that because some of these start gumming up the works here. Take a look. There's a tool out there called Git Kraken that I think is extremely good for learning how to get started with Git. And it gives you a nice user interface that shows you exactly how things are merged and laid out. And it's there you go. Frank likes it. That's a very good endorsement from Frank. Give this a try. It'll make it a little bit clearer how to visualize it. Sometimes working at the command line is a little abstract, and it's hard to visualize exactly what's happening inside your repository. And Git Kraken does a real nice job of showing you exactly what's happening. But the basic Git commands, just git commit, git status, git add, there's 4 or 5 basic commands for adding and removing and checking out inside of your repository that are really easy to learn to start. Gitkraken does a nice job of making them visible to you. Ancient Coder says that gold is your favorite. Yeah, I think it is. I do like that gold. Let's see. It is free for personal use. Gitkraken is. Command line with posh git. Moz is right. If you do start working on the command line, use posh git. It's very, very good to give you some insight. Gitkraken is they're their own company. My team lead suggested I learned command line first. That was 4 years ago. Never really left it. I was the same way. Yeah. Console first is the way that I learned it. So great stuff. Thank you so much, Hourhawk. It really looks good. Another 5 months and I have gold. All right. So what I think I can do here to finish the thoughts here around this configuration, I should be able to add the values into our configuration as they're posted back, right? So if I make first start config, right? If we make that if we put bind property on it, so bind property is a feature inside of Razor Pages with ASP.NET Core that allows us to, during the post operation, receive values back into this specific thing. You'll be able to receive and work with values directly from the user interface. So over on this side, let me open up that index CS.html page again. And we can get the properties lined up so it'll post right into that. You did another update here? Let's see what we got. That is much redder. Never be angry. That is a nice red. PoshGit is a PowerShell thing, right? Yes. PoshGit does run on PowerShell, which means now that PowerShell is cross-platform, you can run it on Windows, Mac, or Linux, and you'll get that same PoshGit experience. Didn't mean to update the blue if you did. No, I think it just came along for the ride. So let's do this. I'm going to do one more update on that, and then I want to finish writing some code, and then I think I need to cut out here today. I think I need to call it a day here at some point. So I'm going to run one more pull. I need to merge the files first, Jeff. Yeah, go back. So let's merge the commit. Come here. Scroll over. There it is. This one. Back to conversation. Squash and merge. Merge. Anyone I want to raid? I don't know. I don't know who's on live right now. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. All right, git pull. And we'll update the badges real quick. So it was the red badge, this one. We'll rebuild that real quick. Look at those reds. There, that looks pretty good. That's a nice difference between them. If James is still on, yeah. I think we should raid James. It'll absolutely bake his noodle if he is still on. James Mont. No, it looks like he's not. Is he? Let's see. Is he broadcasting right now? No, he's off. James is done for right now, and he'll be back in about a week. If I look in science and technology, there's me. Raker Nix Saga. Right, I want to look in software development is really where I want to look. when I figure out who to raid. Twitch stats and host raffle on Positivity Bot. That might be fun to raid them. Dev Chatter is live. I raid Dev Chatter a lot. I'd like to raid somebody else. C++ down here. Making a game engine. Might be fun to raid Positivity Bot. All right. So there we go. We got the badges updated. I wanted to finish. You know what? Let's come back and do that config next time. We've gone pretty far over at this point. Bob Ross is always available. You like the color of the cups? Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm just going to stash this locally. I'm not going to push my configuration bits up just yet. Working on a state machine for the first start configuration as it needs to become a wizard. Harry. No. As it needs to become a wizard. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's wrap this up here. We've gone a bit long. Hey, Cyralash. Try Powerline. Otherwise, you could try Z-Shell. Yeah, we tried looking at Z-Shell. Good path forward. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah. So I will not be here on Tuesday because I will be at Angular Mix. I'll be speaking at that conference, teaching folks how to use ASP.NET Core with Angular. But I will be back on Thursday. And Thursday, I'll be at the local Microsoft office, and we're going to be working with Rich Ross. I did upload the Red Hour Hawk. Thursday, I'll be working with Rich Ross, and we're going to be working on cognitive services and our bot, the Fritz bot that's hanging out there in the chat room, and see what we can do to improve its question and answer capabilities. See if we can make that a better interaction for folks. Ira Jablu, thanks so much for the follow. But let's do a raid. I'm looking at the software development tag. Let's see. And everybody get your C# bots ready to go here. Who is this? Ben Burns. Interactive dashboard stuff. Well, that looks cool. Glitch hunting. You know what? That looks really cool. What do you think? What do you say? Let's raid Ben Burns. Yes, Robert Tables, you have one now too. So we will set up and raid Ben Burns. All right, I'm going to just peek in there and let him know raid incoming. Oh, no. Yeah. Here we go. All right. If you want to check out, you want to visit with Ben, I hope you have a good time the rest of the day today. Oh, yeah. We're going to send over, we got about 70 folks watching right now, 73. And Ben's doing some design, some work with Glitch. Looks like it'll be a good time. 63 raiders is the chatters. Take care. I will see you. This will be archived and over on YouTube a little bit later. And we'll catch you next time on Thursday. Alrighty? Take care. Have a good one. Let's head over to Ben. Yeah. Penn State. There we go. Dice Man Jones. Absolutely. We'll see you next time. Is it raiding? I thought it said it was raiding. I hit the raid button. Didn't it raid? Ben_Burns. Go. Trying to raid. Go. Go.